What's up? What's up, y'all? It's Myron Nick back again with the It's My Turn podcast with Myron Turner. I'm your host, Myron Turner. Of course, that's who I am. Look, today, oh, by the way, thank you for if you have been following so far, all of the listeners that we have, wherever you are in the world listening to this little podcast of mine. Who knows where I'll be next year? But thank you so much for what you've done so far with me this year. Look, I just want to get straight into it. This thing that we're trying to do is more than just a podcast. It's like a movement. So it's my turn is literally a movement of trying to help people understand what it takes to get out of their own brain. I have a passion for that. It makes me wake up in the morning. It just makes me really excited to see people change and see people be able to move out of one state to another mentally. And I believe that that is literally the difference between the successful people and the people who are not successful in life. It comes down to their perspective of how they think. You give a million, you give a homeless person $1 million, and you give a rich person $1 million, and I guarantee you that homeless person will probably be poor again in just 3 to 6 months. The rich person would have taken that million and turned it into 10 million. There is the same ample opportunity for both of them. The difference is mindset. What is the mindset of that person who got the million? So today, I just wanted to go in on the topic of thinking outside the box. What do I mean by thinking outside the box? Many years ago, I heard someone say something that was really interesting and kind of stuck with me. And it said, when you are born, you they stick you in front of a box called a TV, and you're a little kid. You're watching all your TV shows. We go to work. We go home. We work in a little time frame of a box. It may be 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. It's a box on the calendar. The calendar itself is shaped as a box. Even our days on our calendar are shaped in a box. um, we come home and we watch our little box together as a family, or we pull out our boxes, our phones, out of our pockets, and we watch that box as well. And we get that box in front of us, and then we allow people to feed our minds um, whatever box they want our minds to be in. Then whatever box that is. I mean, for a lot of young girls out there, they're watching these models who look like they're sick, and half the time they are sick and anorexic, and they're thinking that that is the picture of beauty because that's the box that was given to them to follow as a child. So they grow up thinking, they grow up body shaming themselves. They grow up thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, and this is the box I'm supposed to be in. You can't see my ribs, so obviously I'm not pretty. That's the box that they have to follow. But the cool thing about this analogy, at the end of the analogy, I forgot. I'm pretty much not doing it justice. I'm sorry if you know the one I'm talking about. I'm not doing it justice. But the coolest thing that I saw about this box thing is that when you come to the end of your life, you then are put inside of a box. They put you in a box, uh, and they bury you in this box, and they even have a plot in the ground that's also in the shape of a box, a rectangular box, and they put you in that box and they bury you in that box. Um, Life is just like that. It comes and it goes. It's a poof. It's just like that. And I've come to I guess the epiphany. If at the age of 39, I'm almost 40 this year in 2026. At the age of 39, I've come to the epiphany that I don't have much time, because life is short. Life is really, 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 really short. Let's take the tragedy of Charlie Kirk for an example. Charlie Kirk lost his life in his early 30s. Um, he was so impactful, though. He was so intentional with how he, whether you hate him or love him, whether you supported what he did or not, he was so intentional about how he spent his time. He had conviction, he had drive. He started this organization. It was touching lives across the nation, even globally. And then someone decided to take his life, and we had to put Charlie Kirk in a box and bury Charlie Kirk. um, Now let's think about that. If you knew, if you were able to somehow know supernaturally, that you are going to end up in that box or a similar box. If you knew you're going to die, all right. Let's just get bleak for a minute. If you knew you're going to die uh, in the next 5 years, what would you do aside from trying to prevent your death? What would you do? What would you do? Because I come to the conclusion that people don't really. How do I say this? I've noticed that people really do a good job at keeping you in the box they want you to be in. You go to work and you get people who just want to keep you in the box that they see that you should be in. So if you're good at one thing, for an example, but you have passion in nine other things, they don't care about the passion you have in the nine other things. They only want you to be in the box that they think you should be in, which is the I'm good at this box. So if you're good at this, they keep you in that box. And I want to encourage you in this episode, stop letting people keep you in that box. Nobody has the right to put you in a box except for you. You're the only person that should be putting yourself in a box. Remember, time is a resource that we all have in abundance every day. How you use it, totally up to you. How you use it, totally up to you. But don't let someone tell you what box you're supposed to be in. Don't let someone, I guess I should say, if you are doing that, stop letting people put you in a box. So there are people out there who they kind of thrive off your limitations. There's a line on The Pursuit of Happiness, movie with Will Smith called The Pursuit of Happiness. If you've never seen the movie, honestly, I highly recommend you see The Pursuit of Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness, one of my favorite lines, one of my most motivational lines, one of my favorite motivational lines from the movie. He says, "You see something you want, go get it." People see something they can't do, and then they want to decide that you can't do it, or they want to tell you that you can't do it. I'm probably messing up the line, but basically what he's saying was, don't allow people to put you in a box. Don't allow people's expectations of what they can't do to allow you to tell you what you can't do. Because that right there, I'm so passionate about that, man. Like I understand the power of self-talk. I understand the power of not talking down to yourself. I understand the power of not speaking negative, because when whatever you speak, that literally is kind, I hate to use the word manifest, it's kind of new agey, but whatever you speak, that is kind of, the track that you're going to go down. It is that's what's going, that is what's going to manifest. If you're speaking, that is because you believe that. And if you believe that, I encourage you to stop believing that, or at least try to challenge yourself to stop believing that. Stop believing that you're not enough. Stop believing that you're not smart enough. Stop believing that you have a learning disability and you can't do XYZ. Stop believing that you're not good enough for those people. Stop believing that you're not good enough to have an attractive partner. Stop believing that you're going to have a dysfunctional marriage forever. Stop believing that your kids are not going to be something. Stop believing that your kids are something if it's bad. Stop believing in the boxes that were given to you, because every box that you check, think of an application that you have and you're trying to get a new job. Every box that you check, every box that you tick, that is a box that you are subscribing to. And if you subscribe to a box, then that it is the subscription. The word subscription is an interesting one, because on YouTube, on Instagram, all these social media channels that we have, we subscribe. So the prefix sub means under, right? So if you are subscribing and write, and scribing means, it means pretty much write or document, um, or even in some definitions, it means actually um to pledge into. It's like a pledge. So you're under pledging. So you're under pledging to something. So when we say in America, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, we're basically saying I subscribe to the core values of the United States of America. So when you say I tick the box that My family has always been alcoholic, so I'm going to be alcoholic. I tick the box that my family has always been dysfunctional. I'm going to be dysfunctional. I tick the box that my family has divorces all throughout the generation, so I'm sure I'm going towards generational divorce. In my family, there's always been sickness. We always get sick and we die around 47, 48. I'm going to tick that box. If you are basically putting yourself in that box, you pretty much are burying yourself. You are taking a nail and a hammer, nail gun, if you will, and you are sealing yourself into an invisible reality. But that invisible reality easily becomes visible if you actually go towards that track and you're thinking those thoughts on a regular basis and you're constantly replaying this lie in your head that you have to be in that box. Now, I don't know what the box is. It could be anything. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you is the concept is the same across the board. And we've had a few episodes on here, some deep and some not. But in every episode, the premise is always the same. It's my turn to change this thought pattern. I'm no longer going to think this way. I may not know how to get out of the box right now, but I'm making the decision to stop thinking this way. Just making the decision to stop thinking what other people say you should think, or what you've been telling yourself you should think, it automatically gives you a key that you can put inside the keyhole and turn and get a different future. You don't need to be whatever you thought you were supposed to be. You don't need to keep going in the same cycles and the same patterns. It's interesting when you go start your washing machine and when you go start your dryer, you set it for, oh man, that word set is so powerful. You set it for a certain cycle. You set it. If you have really dirty dishes, you set it for heavy duty. It's a heavy duty cycle. A lot of you watching this and listening to this, you've been in a heavy duty cycle. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of religion. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of fear. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of dysfunction. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of failed relationships. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of anger. You've been in a heavy duty cycle of things that you wish you can snap out of, but you just can't break out of it. And I'm telling you why. You can't break out of the cycles because you won't give yourself this permission to be different. You won't give yourself permission to change. It's not out here with Tony Robbins. It's not out here with Eric Thomas. It's not out here with Pastor TD Jakes or this pastor or that leader or that guru. It's not out there. Those speakers are amazing. I listen to Eric Thomas all the time. But you know what? I had to come to a real thick conclusion, and that's why I started this podcast, was that no matter how good the information is, no matter how positive the speaker is, no matter how much the speaker is speaking to you, if you don't give yourself permission to take it and change, nothing's going to happen. And once I found this out, I was like, man, this is definitely worth the conversation. This is worth interviewing some people who can maybe dip into the mindset strategies. But actually, okay, I heard 14 motivational speakers last year, but nothing's changed in my life. Why? How can I actually begin the journey to even make myself change? Because a lot of people are struggling within their own minds. It's a silent war, man. Mental health. Anybody who knows me know I'm big on mental health. I'm big on mental health for a reason, because it's a silent war that goes on daily, every day. People just struggle. Like when at my hardest times, man, like I had to actually tell myself thought by thought, okay, Myron, now you got to get up and brush your teeth. Okay, Myron, now you got to eat some eggs and toast. Okay, Myron, now you got to, you got to take a shower now. It's one step at a time. One step at a time. It's baby steps in the mind when you're struggling in the mind, and the mind is like a maze with high stairs and high gates, and you cannot climb over all the mountains in the mind because there is this thing on your back. What is that thing? It's a subconscious thought that you ain't gonna win anyway. If you got a subconscious thought in your mind telling you If you got a little monkey, just imagine a little monkey on your back, whispering in your ear, you ain't gonna win, you ain't good enough, you ain't smart enough, you ain't pretty enough, you ain't fast enough, you don't have enough money. Your mother failed, your father fails, so you gonna fail. Your brothers fail, so you gonna fail. Everybody in your neighborhood fails, so you're gonna fail. You're not gonna get through. I see you registered for school, but you ain't gonna pass. I see you got your license, but you ain't gonna drive. I see you got on the plane, but you're not gonna fly. Okay, now you want okay, you got on the plane. Well done. But guess what? This plane's gonna crash, and everything you're trying to do, nothing's gonna go well. I see you started the business, but look, the business is gonna fail. And you know what, man? That's real stuff. That's literally what mental health struggles look like. It's hard because it's you versus you. I used to tell a team I managed a long time ago, you versus you. One of the things I used to do is I used to make them get up before on Mondays, start before when we hit the office, we start the start of the day with the old school Chicago Bulls music. We would run out, we have all we I make them run out, I'll do introductions, I yell their name, I make them feel like champions before we started the day. Why? Because I needed them to know that they were winners before they even had anything to win. I needed them to have the right mindset. I needed their mind to be set on the right cycles. See, I found out why the rich get richer because their minds are set on cycles. Their minds are set on cycles of productivity and cycles of winning and cycles of structure and cycles of like things that actually make sense, cycles of positivity, cycles of health, cycles of structure, cycles of winning. They actually even broke down psychologically that the mindset of somebody who is successful, when you sit next to an underperformer, I forgot the study, which website I saw this from, but it said if you sit an unsuccessful person next to an underperformer, by osmosis, that underperformer, his performance goes up 17, I think 15 to 17% just by being near somebody who thinks different. You need to be near people who think different. When I wanted to change my life, I understood I need to get near people who thought different. Now all I do is seek out people who think differently than me. I seek out people who think better than me. I seek out people who have better thought processes than me. They have better thought on reality than me. They have a better thought life than me. Why? Because I can get around them and I can get infected by whatever they have. Because whatever's in you is going to get on somebody else. I understand now that I don't need to be in this space all the time. I don't need to stay here. All I need to do is get around some more thoughts. All I need to do is get around people who think different, because no one can defeat you faster than you can defeat you. No one can take you out faster than you can take yourself out. So it is your turn. It is your turn. Why not? It is your turn. You fill in the blank. It's definitely your turn to think outside the box. It's definitely you owe yourself. Eric Thomas wrote a book. Man, that book was so cool. I highly advise you to go read Eric Thomas's book. You owe you. You owe you. He said we we'll chase down people who owe us money, but we won't chase down ourselves for the stuff that we spoke over ourselves that we didn't follow through on. When you know you owe you something better, you didn't give everybody else the top, the highest version of you, the best version of you, but you give yourself the scraps. That's what he's teaching in the book. When I saw that, I was like, man, that makes so much sense. What am I doing? What am I doing? Now, look, if you don't have capital to start a business, or you don't have this, or you don't, okay, fine, it's easy to focus on what you don't have. But what do you have? What do you have in your hands? I mean, even in the Bible, God said to Moses, what do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? Moses only had a stick in his hand. God turned that stick into something else. Whatever you have in your hand, God will turn into something else. But you got to give yourself permission to move. You got to give yourself permission to go. And stop letting people put you in a box. I don't care if it's at work. I don't care if it's those people as your family members. I don't care if it's your people, those people are your spouses. Stop letting people put you in a box. I say letting people because you're the only person that can take the mindset of someone else for you and wear it like a coat. You do not need to be somebody else. God didn't create you to be somebody else, created you to be you. So I actually wanted to just get on here real quick and just encourage you as we head into the next few episodes that this is your turn to actually change and develop and just live, man. Life is too short for all of the excuses. People on planet Earth need whatever's inside you. God put it inside you for a reason. Whatever's inside of you, God put it inside you for a reason. He put it inside you to empty it out. Plum trees don't need the plums that they produce. We do. Everyone else does. The environment needs it. Apples don't need the apples they produce. The environment needs it. The world around it needs it. Whatever's inside of you, it may come out of you and it may look like decoration, but it may be life substance for somebody else. Whatever you produce, you may think it's just nothing, but it may be life changing for somebody else. The fruit that comes out of you is actually on purpose. It was designed. But you got to give yourself permission to even think different, to become a producer, to move from the consumer side and move to the producer side. That is a mindset shift. I just want to finish with this story I found out from Oprah. You can Google the story too. Years ago, there was Oprah Winfrey. We all know who Oprah is. Oprah decided to Oprah decided to um, gift some homeless people a new house, and these people were down on their luck, of course. And Oprah, being Oprah, she's benevolent. She gave them the home, brand new house. I think it was a 5 or 6 bedroom house, fully furnished. These people ravished through that house, man. Google the story; it's crazy. They ravished through that house. They destroyed that house. Um, I mean, it was horrible. Why did they do it? Because they didn't have a new mindset. They just had a new house. If you have a poverty mindset, if you think poor, you're going to be poor. I don't care how much money you have today. You're going to be poor. You're going to be poor in spirit first. Then you're going to be poor in your soul. And then that poorness, that poverty will eventually make its way out to your surroundings. It won't be right away, but it eventually make its way out. Likewise, in reverse, you don't have nothing right now, but as long as you pour, and as long as you're not poor in your spirit, not poor on the inside, as long as you're not poor on the inside, trust me, the outside will reflect eventually. But you got to give yourself permission. So I've come to the place where I realize, I don't know, y'all. If whoever watching right now or listening right now, you see me in the beginning stage of this podcast, trust me, track me in about 2 years. See where your boy landed. Because I've understood now that I actually just bring value wherever I am. And as long as I bring value, money follows. I'm not chasing money. I'm chasing purpose. I'm chasing why God put me here. Favor, opportunities, relationships, money, all that stuff follows because I'm chasing purpose. There's a Bible verse that says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will follow." As long as I stay smack dab in the middle of what God wants me to be, everything, I don't need to worry about this other stuff. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna realign itself. It's gonna come right back to where it's supposed to. But I'm telling you, you actually need to come to a place where you give yourself permission to change, permission to be better, permission to be good, permission to think better, so you can be better. That's what this year's got to be about. It's got to be about thinking better. Hold yourself accountable for all of the stupid, wrong thoughts that you have on a weekly basis. Hold yourself accountable, and don't keep doing it. Don't keep going back and go. Don't just hold yourself accountable. Like, I'm not going to think those thoughts anymore. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Hold yourself accountable. Think differently. Think better. Thank you. I'm not just saying this just because I say thank you for listening. I appreciate you listening. Wherever you are, whoever you are, I appreciate you listening. And I hope that you got something out of this. I'll see y'all on the next one.